French Monica here. Welcome to my first ever budget with me. So I'm doing my monthly budget for the month of August. I actually normally budget paycheck by paycheck, but before the month begins, I always do a monthly overview. So just to make sure that everything balances. This is actually the first time in a while that both me and my husband have had full income at the same time, which is surprising, I guess, considering the pandemic. But yeah, so we'll see kind of how that goes. So there are a couple of expenses related to my kids and also my rent that I won't be sharing. So the total income that you'll see here is my income after deducting those expenses, because I won't be showing the expenses here. So this will just be the total after deducting those expenses. So let's get started. So the month is August, and honestly, my handwriting is horrible. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. So our total income for August is going to be $7,434. And so this includes my income, my husband's income, the Canada Child Benefit that we get from the government every month for our children. And that amount depends on how many kids you have and the what your income is. And that's just determined at tax time. And then also my side hustle. So that's what comes into this number. And so my income is fixed and my husband's income is variable. So this amount also changes from month to month. The first bill that we have, which it's not technically a bill, is giving. So we give 10% of our income to our local church, and that's what we do first off the bat before anything else. And then the next thing is our car payment. So as I said before, my husband gets paid twice a month. He gets paid on the 15th and the last day of the month. But what I normally do is kind of pretend like the last day of the month pay is actually paid on the first day of the month. So because of that, in the month of August, our car payment comes out 3 times. So the amount for that will be $810.54. Next would be our car insurance, or actually it's not just our car insurance. So in this number, we have our car insurance for 2 cars, our renter's insurance, and then also life insurance for me and my husband. We also have life insurance through my employer, but I don't pay extra for that. The next thing that we have is our cell phone bill. So our cell phone is with Kudo, and this is for 3 cell phones. It doesn't normally come up to $300, but I budget $300 because my husband uses his phone on the road for work, and sometimes his data goes over, and then we have overage charges. So I just budget $300, and this is for 3 cell phones. Next, we have some automatic savings that come out. So our tax-free savings account. We have some money that we put aside for our kids because we are focused on paying off debt right now. We just put $50. After we're done paying off debt, then we'll probably increase this. But for now, that's what it is. And then we have a wealth simple account, so a robo advisor account, and we just contribute $100 a month. Again, because we're focusing on our debt. So our first credit card, which is our Capital One card. So the minimum that I pay on it every month is $230. So $230 is not the actual minimum payment, but it was our minimum payment at one point in time, and I just kept it at that so that every month, if we at least paid that, it would still pay down the principal balance. And then our next card is our Canadian Tire credit card. And so the minimum I pay on this is $300 a month. So again, this is not the actual minimum payment. The actual minimum payment is a lot less than that, but I still just pay this because that's what I was used to paying way back when, and I just continued to pay that so that it would pay it off more aggressively. So the 407 ETR, so this is the highway toll. And so, as I said, my husband drives for work. So some months he uses the toll highway, and it's not every month that we have this expense, but this month it's $93.15. And so next comes our subscriptions, which we actually have kind of a lot. So the first one, of course, is Netflix. And this for us is $13.99. And then we also have Spotify, which we have the premium family plan that we all use, and this is $14.99 a month. The next one I have is Disney Plus, and that is $8.99. And after that I have QuickBooks, and that for right now is $33.45. That will go up the next time it's time to renew annually. And then we have our bank fees. So I only have one bank account that still has bank fees, my Scotia bank account. But the reason why I have $20 budgeted is because at one point in time, because I was sending e-transfers, it would charge me like $1 or $1.50 each time. But now none of my bank accounts have e-transfer fees, but I still just keep it at $20 just in case. And then finally, I have a buffer. So starting last month, or for the month of July, I decided to build in a checking account buffer. And this is just so when things come up, or it might be like a day in between before the next payday if we need something that we didn't realize we needed, or if something comes up, we have to buy a birthday gift, or someone decides that they're having a shower or a surprise shower or something like that, we'll be able to get a gift and we won't have to worry about going into any of our other categories. And also we won't have to worry about going to our credit card in order to purchase anything. And so when we add all of these up, our total comes to $3,503.11. And so I'm gonna use this income and deduct. Sorry if you hear that noise. It's my dog scratching his nails. So I'll take this away from this total income number, and then what we have left over is $3,930.89. And so this says envelopes. And one thing that I didn't mention is that this paycheck bill tracker is from the Budget Mom. And so I am not currently using a planner. I used to have the, or I still have it, but the Erin Condren Deluxe planner. But this year I had decided that I wasn't gonna buy a planner, which I'm not really sure why I did that. But so I'm using just this, the sheet. But I will be getting, plan on getting the Budget Mom Budget-by-paycheck planner in the next coming months. So even though this says envelopes, I don't do cash envelopes, but this is basically where I break down my variable spending, because this is more so fixed spending. So our first variable item, let me just write the leftover up here. Our first variable item is groceries. So this, I budget $600 a month. We're a family of 6 people. And so the next category is gas. And so this, I also budget $600 a month. And as I said before, my husband drives for work, so he uses a lot of gas, but then we will expense gas at tax time, but we obviously have to pay for it up front. So this is why it's kind of high. For a little bit, we weren't using as much gas because of COVID, but that has kind of changed in the last little bit. So we may not use this much, but I figured I will just budget this much to make sure that we are covered. And so our next category is pets. So we have multiple animals. Okay, so my camera ran out of storage. So anyway, so pets. We have multiple pets. We have dogs, and we also have a saltwater aquarium. So $300 is what we budget for that. And so that covers dog food, fish food, and anything else pertaining to that. And then our next category is medical. So over the last month, we've had a few expenses like appointments and prescription medication that isn't covered underneath our plan. So I figured I'd go ahead and budget $250 for that in August, and hopefully that covers that for us. The next category is eating out. So I never used to, I used to put this in our budget as a line item, but we always eat out. So what would normally happen is we'd end up taking money from our grocery budget, and then that just started like a whole cycle. So I decided this month we're going to budget for it. So I'm budgeting $200, and we may not use this whole thing, but at the same time, we also very well could. So I figured we should put it in the budget this month. And so the final variable item is hobby. So as I said, we have a saltwater fish tank, so that's kind of like my husband's hobby. And so we budget $100 a month for that, and then he can use that as he pleases to buy fish or whatever else. And if you want to check out our saltwater aquarium, you can follow him at Reef Sanctuary on Instagram. And so if we total all of this up, it comes to $2,050. And so if I had this to begin with, and we deduct this, then I will be left with $1,880.89. So on the next side, we have our sinking funds. And if you don't know what a sinking fund is, it's basically expenses that you know that are coming up but might not be in the current month. So it could be 4 or 5 months down the line. It could be even a whole year down the line. And basically, instead of in that month having to pay a huge lump sum and taking up a lot of your budget, you budget for it monthly so that it doesn't end up being such a big expense at the end of the day. So these are our sinking funds. And so because I had been focusing on paying off debt, I just started some of these sinking funds recently. So yeah, so our first one is vet bills. And so this is for any of our animals if they have to go to the vet, whether it's emergency or if it's just for a routine checkup. So we budget $50 a month. The next thing that I am budgeting for is back to school. So this, I'm budgeting $300 for the month. And the reason why this is kind of high is because, like I said, we were focusing on debt. So I didn't really start this until I think the month of July. So yeah, so that will be $300 for right now. But hopefully starting in September, I will start this back again from then, and I could just put a smaller amount towards it. And so the next is a planner. So like I said, I'm waiting for the Budget Mom planner, and pre-orders start in September, and it's supposed to ship in October. So I'm going to budget $30 a month for that. And then the next one would be our car licensing. And we have 2 vehicles that will have to be licensed in October. So it will be $80 a month for that. And then the final one that we have is for Christmas. So far I'm budgeting $100 a month for that. Another thing that I want to add to my sinking funds, but I haven't yet, are these subscriptions. So I have these ones that I pay for on a monthly basis, but I also have like Microsoft and Norton Antivirus and CAA, and I think that's it, but that come out on an annual basis, and I never really realized them because they came out on my credit card. So this is one thing that I do maybe after back to school is done, or after Christmas is done in the new year. I'll start doing a sinking fund for subscriptions. And I just wanted to note that these ones here, they actually all come off of credit cards, but I budget them because I take the money and I transfer it from here to the credit card. I just do that so that my credit card stays active while I'm trying to pay them off. And so the total of these sinking funds is $560. So if we deduct that from what was left over, we have $1,320.89. So basically what we just do here is we leave the rest for extra debt payoff. And so the one that I'm trying to pay off now is this Canadian Tire card. So this whole thing will go to the Canadian Tire card. And hopefully we're able to stick to this budget, and I'm actually able to put this whole amount towards it. But a lot of times things might come up in the month, which is why I have this buffer. So I'm hoping that having this buffer will allow me to actually be able to put this full amount, as long as nothing comes up that might be more than our emergency fund that we already have set aside. And then that's it. So what's left over here is, let's fill this out, is $0. And so right now we have nothing in this category. After we've eliminated our debt, then the next thing is to finish saving up for a house. So this credit card should be paid off before the end of the year, and then this one should be paid off early next year, and then the only debt that we'll have left over is our car payment. And so I'm not filling in this part, but basically we do a zero-based budget. So every dollar is allocated for the month, and hopefully we'll be able to stick to this budget. So thank you for tuning in, and hopefully you can tune into my next video where I will probably be breaking down each paycheck. And I'll use this exact same spreadsheet, but it will be broken down paycheck to paycheck. So thank you, like, subscribe, share this video with your friends if you think that it might be helpful for someone. And if you have any questions or any comments, just leave them in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to get back to you. Cheers!